Councilmember Bunker.
So somebody in the Citizens to be Heard mentioned human trafficking, very important topic, of course. Just a few days ago, Tracy McManus at the Tampa Bay Times wrote a story about a federal lawsuit in Tampa that accuses Scientology leader David Miscavige and the Scientology organization of forcing child staffers to work here in Clearwater. And that reminded me back in 2000 when I was standing on Watterson Street behind Scientology's property, and I saw a young kid pushing a big garbage container into the building. And I said to a police officer standing there, isn't that like child labor? And he said, it looks like a child volunteering for his church. And that's a likely thought when you see that. But what people don't realize is that kids as young as 6 years old, one of the people in this lawsuit, signed a billion-year contract at the age of 6, and they get treated terribly. I've interviewed personally several former Scientologists who got into Scientology as children, and much of their childhood was stripped from them. There was one fellow who got in when he was 12 because his mom joined Scientology and she joined the Sea Org. So at the age of 12, instead of going to school, he was building e-meters all day long, which were then sold by Scientology for thousands of dollars a piece as religious tools. And then Astra Woodcraft at 15. She talked about her life here. She and her younger sister Zoe were split from their parents. So she'd see her mom maybe twice a week and called her sir. This is not the usual volunteering for a church situation. Her younger sister Astra, when she was 13, was supervising a team of Scientologists who were recarpeting the bank building. And because she's a kid, Hubbard said that you're immortal beings who've lived thousands of lifetimes before. So when you're a child, you're really an eternal spirit in a little body. So that's why these kids are treated as adults. And she was in charge of overseeing this crew. A 40-year-old German fella slashed his arm with a carpet knife, and she had to take this worker over to Morton Plant Hospital. He was bleeding so much that she was covered with blood, and the nurse couldn't even tell which one is actually bleeding. And it made no sense that this 13-year-old girl at 3 in the morning is at the hospital with this is a Russian speaker rather. The Russian person couldn't speak English at all, so she was in charge of this project at 3 in the morning, and she explained, well, I'm a Scientologist, and they went, oh, okay. So there's something different about Scientology from other religions, and this isn't about beliefs, this is about actions. I think we have to take all of these things seriously. There's some really amazing attorneys working on this human trafficking lawsuit, and I sure hope they win.